The break-even point is the point at which total revenue equals total cost, or there is zero profit, meaning operating income equals zero, or it can be stated as contribution margin equals fixed cost. So we see here the basic formula for calculating operating income. It's operating income equals sales minus total variable cost minus total fixed cost. So for calculating break even, we're going to have to expand that equation a bit. And so we're going to set operating income to zero, because we see here operating income equals zero under break even. And then we're going to expand this sales into the selling price times the number of units sold minus, and we're going to break out total variable cost into the variable cost per unit times the number of units sold, and then from that we will subtract our total fixed cost. So here's a sample problem for us. Morton Company sells chainsaws for $200 each. Variable cost per chainsaw is $130. Total fixed cost is $35,000. How many chainsaws must Morton sell to break even? So we're going to use the formula that we expanded here, and we're just going to fill in the information that we're given in the problem. So the operating income is zero. The selling price we see was $200 each. So 200 times the number of units sold minus the variable cost per unit is $130. So 130 times the number of units sold. And then we're going to subtract the total cost, the fixed cost there, and that was given to us as $35,000. So what we need to do here is, the simplified version of this is just to take, since both of them are multiplied times the units sold, we can say 200 minus 130 times the number of units sold minus the total fixed cost. So 200 minus 130 is $70. So $70 times the number of units sold minus the fixed cost. So at this point, I'm just going to divide by 70. And so I'm going to take $35,000 and divide it by $70. And that gives me 500 chainsaws must be sold to break even or to have zero profit. So what I always suggest doing is going back and checking your work. So go back and fill in this break-even number of units sold to see if you actually can calculate it to be a profit of zero. So here's how you check your answer. Take 0 and multiply the $200 selling price times 500 chainsaws, and that gives us $100,000, minus the variable cost was $130 times the 500 chainsaws, and that was $65,000, minus $35,000. So $100,000 minus 65 minus 35,000 equals 0. So in this case, it takes 500 chainsaws to break even.